welcome everybody. We have tons of big stuff to talk about. As of Friday morning, Nvidia was going out of business because it was Enron/Intel/garbage. That's over now. Everything's coming back. The world is returning to normalcy. So it is time to talk about, is the Santa Claus Rally on? And did Google replace Nvidia as the kingpin of this market? So my name is Michael Camo. I'm here with JR Romero, Derrick Oldensmith, and Sami Abusaad. So how is everybody doing today?
Doing great. Another bullish day in the market. Impressive as hell, but doing nice, doing okay. Earnings plays worked really well last night, so doing great.
Okay, so let's ask the obvious question. Is the bull back? We have this big reversal Friday morning. Everybody's in a good mood again. Are we back for a year-end rally?
For sure we are. For sure. I thought it would last a lot longer than this, the most recent top. But, I mean, the rally here that we got the last few days is super impressive, especially the IWM. I mean, wow. It's been crazy bullish the last few days. So yeah, the top is, the case for a bearish top is over, basically.
All right. Okay. We need to get into this Nvidia and Google thing, because that's been, aside from the market itself, that's been the big story the last few days. So JR, I will start with you. So last Friday we were talking. You said Nvidia is going to $1,200 at some point eventually. So we have this unique battle we have JR Romero on one side and Michael Burry on the other side. Now, Nvidia's had this big reversal. Like, JR, do you think, so let's just say into year end, Nvidia has legs? Do you think Nvidia has legs into year end? JR, I think you're muted. I can't hear you, JR.
Mic check, please. Can I get a mic check?
Yes, you are. I can hear you. You're good.
All right. So from everywhere from Goldman Sachs to Morgan Stanley to Deutsche Bank to Susquehanna, the following question was asked in a panic by a chief financial analyst to his underlings. Anybody, what the hell is a TPU and why don't I know about it? That was the question asked by thousands of educated idiots, the overling class of analysts, and it caused a little bit of a scare, I think, for Nvidia traders. It's nonsense. TPUs and GPUs are very different things, and the way Google fits into the AI ecosystem is different from Nvidia's, and that's okay. That's it.
Yeah, I think people
that's
think
all
it's
that
like,
happened.
Yeah, I think people are almost treating them like Pepsi and Coke. But yeah, we don't know. I own Google stock. I don't know what the hell a TPU is. I tried to get Gemini and ChatGPT to explain it to me. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Derrick, do you think? I mean, I guess I'll ask you the same question. Like, do you think Nvidia has legs? Because it seems like it was, Friday was, the magic time to get in. But do you think like Nvidia has legs, or do you think there's any like push and pull between them and Google?
Yeah. So first of all, I definitely think that the market has legs. I'm pretty bullish on the market overall right now. Nvidia, that chart is a little bit broken to me still. Recapturing 180 today is important. It's been a pretty consistently important level. So I guess that's a start, but I think this thing's got a lot of work to do before I can say, hey, Nvidia is resuming the bull trend. It's almost as if the market is breaking back up in spite of Nvidia instead of with Nvidia. As a starting point, show me if this thing can get above the last little pivot high, which was from the 21st, from Friday, like 184.50-ish. And then really show me that you can reclaim the earnings day high intraday. And if you could show me that you can do that, then I think that this chart looks a lot more bullish. So while I'm pretty bullish on the market overall, even though we're a little bit extended here, I don't like new buys in the moment that I'm speaking in. NVIDIA is not the one that I want to go after right now. This thing's just got to prove itself technically to me before I'm interested in getting involved.
Okay.
Can I chime in, please?
Of course.
So Nvidia, let's look at the chart of Nvidia objectively. It lost momentum. I mean, it's for now the rally is over. Basically, it doesn't mean it's going to collapse, but also it reported earnings, gapped up, and what happened? It got sold really hard, so it got rejected. So now that's proof that it's not higher, but doesn't mean it's going to crash. It's just no momentum. It's not a place to go for somebody that's looking for opportunities. In my opinion, it's not the place to be. It's not the place to look. But we'll probably be okay if the market stays bullish. We'll probably go sideways more or less, and eventually we'll follow the market. But that's my take on Nvidia.
Can I say, I just want to add that I think that Nvidia has been the backbone of this market for the better part of 2 years. It became a very crowded trade, and you're going to need some sector rotation to evacuate some of those longs and go through the normal price cycle of things until it becomes the next value proposition to go along Nvidia again. What's happening is natural. It's normal. We should embrace it, and it's actually massively bullish for this market that we're seeing healthy sector rotations across multiple sectors and broad-based moves higher. So, like, I welcome the fact that Nvidia is not the only thing, just doing a whole Atlas and Hercules to propel the market higher. This is good. It's bullish, and it's probably the reason where I'm going to end up around 7,200, 7,300 by the end of the year.
Okay, all right. So, JR, do you think we are getting that rotation already? Because biotech and healthcare are doing well, materials are doing well, gold's doing well. So do you think that sort of things are becoming at least more balanced?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you looked at yesterday's just market internals, we're even on a holiday week, right, where we had really, really strong advanced declines. NYSE was like 4-1, Nasdaq was 2.5-1, Vol-D was up down volume was like 3-1. Relative volume on a Tuesday before Thanksgiving was in the New York Stock Exchange was like 99%. I mean, it's like really good. And in terms of sectors, like we had mostly broadly green move higher. So yes, I think this is good, and I think it's good that the market is embracing value, vacating some of these really crowded tech longs, because it's going to bring a whole new generation of buyers and propel the overall market higher eventually. So I think everything we're saying is really positive. Okay,
all right. I'm going to move on to cryptocurrencies. Now, last week I infamously called the bottom because I was searching ChatGPT what could make Bitcoin and Ethereum go to zero, and I figured the bottom has to be near if that's what I'm researching. Now, Sami, you often talk about how Bitcoin leads the market, and so it definitely got hit hard last week and made a bottom on at least short term on Friday, and it's coming up. Do you think like Bitcoin is back?
Not sure. It looks higher, but the rally we got so far has been pretty weak. So it looks higher. Look at the hourly chart of IBIT. I do a video every weekend. So in the video I said you could play it long over last Friday's high. And so far it's holding up okay, but I honestly would have loved to see IBIT, the IBIT, drop to the prior weekly low, which is about $43. So it never got there. Not sure. The way to know is we'll see what happens when we get a correction, like an attempt to go lower one more time. We'll see how Bitcoin or how the bulls react to it, and if it holds up or not. But for now, it's looking up. It's just hasn't been impressive. The rally hasn't been impressive this week.
Okay, all right, I guess I'll pass the same question to JR and Derrick. How tied is Bitcoin to the overall markets?
How tied is it? Well, JR is coughing. I'll let you know. I'm long Bitcoin currently. I'm also long MSTR. I am crypto bro, big crypto bro. Bitcoin is the future. Your paper money is worthless. Get out of your paper money now. Get some crypto. No, all jokes aside, look, I'm a trader, right? Like, you know, I've always been the guy who comes on and kind of primarily shits on the crypto stuff, but there's a trade here, and this stuff got oversold, and I think it's due for a bounce back. Honestly, I've been disappointed at the lack of a bounce that some of this stuff has given so far. I think it should be trading better than it is, but I think that there's some room here for this to break up a little bit further. So, you know, I'm just in for a trade. I think that this IBIT can get back to 5250, you know, reasonably well on a little continuation of this bounce. I think that this MSTR could get back to 195, $200 on a little bit of a bounce. You know, I had traded some BMNR, which is like the Tom Lee Ethereum drug addict stock, also for, you know, for a trade. I'm no longer in that one, but you know, I'm a trader, so I'm not afraid to buy some worthless pieces of crap once in a while if I think I can make a couple dollars on it. So I'm long. Rock on crypto. Let's go. Let's go. Hodl.
Yeah. So Derrick, is Michael Saylor now your personal hero?
Michael Saylor and I, we got a workout scheduled later. We're going to be taking all of our Bitcoin and deadlifting it, and it's going to be great.
Don't forget the cold plunge, bro. Oh my god.
It's got to be. Man, it has to be interesting being a guy like that. Okay, so JR, what do you think of the crypto market here? I know we were talking like you were looking for, like, there is a point where you want to back the truck up on and pick up some of the garbage.
Yeah, so I have, as a joke, we have a millennial re-education program in my room. Basically, the millennials just they have some weird knowledge and cultural gaps. They've never watched the Blues Brothers. You know, they don't know like certain things. So when Derrick told me he was buying MSTR last week, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to add this fucking guy to the millennial re-education program. What are you thinking? I can't. And I pull up the chart. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, I see it. So I hopped on the MSTR bandwagon on Thursday, and then I bought BMNR today. I don't know if it's the 3 a.m. beer goggles working, but I am firmly on the crypto bull train. You know, follow the white rabbit, fight the man, fight the power train. I think Derrick's right on this one. So I'm long MSTR as of last week, and just to start a position, and I just bought some BMNR. I think it's basing today. Break of 31.53 gets me long heavy for a move to at least $40, maybe $54. These things are really going to move on a squeeze, so the risk is worth it, in my opinion.
So, JR, you woke up in a strange hotel room with a massive hangover and a bunch of MicroStrategy and BitMiner in your account?
Yeah, and thankfully I was not missing a kidney or in a bathtub full of ice. So
it's like full on it's like full on Gary Busey circa 1993.
Yeah, you know when one of your friends tells you an idea, you're like, "Mother effer, you're crazy," and you look at it, you go, "Ooh." So yeah, I'm on the Derrick train on this one. We'll see.
Right.
Crypto bros for life. Let's go.
Yes.
It is going to be. All right. We have to do a little commercial break for 1 second. Guys, it is Black Friday time. You need to go to t3live.com/Black Friday. The link is also down in the description below. t3live.com/Black Friday. Like, do not buy some crappy TV or a Chromebook. Go to T3 Live and spend all your money here. Even forget crypto. Just go to t3live.com/Black Friday. The link is down in the description below. Okay, so Derrick, does it require any extra like oomph to hit the buy button on crypto? Like if you know you fundamentally have issues with it, does it actually make any difference to you when you're hitting the button?
Yeah, honestly, because I'm so hesitant and don't like the stuff, it tends to mean that I have a significantly higher hit rate on the trades that I put on, because I'm so adverse to wanting to buy it that it's like, if I'm buying it, it's like, all right, that better be a damn good opportunity if I'm getting involved. So I tend to do well with those trades. But yeah, I mean, you got to put your biases to the side and listen to the price action. Price action is what pays.
Okay, all right. We're going to get into ideas in a couple of minutes, but we might as well BS a little bit. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving, the greatest holiday of the year for any country in the world. Thanksgiving is the #1 holiday. So I will ask everybody. By the way, JR, I like the glasses.
They're blue light glasses. I'm getting headaches.
Do they help?
So, well, I don't know, but they make me look professorial as hell. I feel like I can BS my way into an engineering diploma from here.
JR, were you a Simpsons fan?
Oh, huge Simpsons fan for sure.
Do you remember when Homer Simpson found the glasses in the toilet bowl and put them on, and then everybody thought he was smart? By the way, I watched Classic Simpsons the other day. Oh my god, like I forgot how brilliant it is. Okay, all right, but back to Thanksgiving. So I need to ask everybody, what is the best Thanksgiving side dish? Is anybody willing to set up?
It's get controversial because people are going to say stuffing, and then you're going to get into the whole taxonomic debate of whether stuffing is a side dish or part of the internals of the dish. But I'm going to be controversial and say the stuffing always.
I think everything aside from the turkey is more, unless it's like, a turkey or a ham or a duck or whatever, that's the main course. I feel like everything else is a side dish. But I don't know. Let me ask does gravy count as a side dish, or is it just a topping? Because I feel like gravy just makes everything better.
Yes, it's the topping. It's not a side dish.
That's a condiment, you gastronomic animal. What's wrong with you?
Right, it's a condiment.
I was just trying to stir up shit. But I'm going to agree with JR, and I am going to go with the stuffing.
I'm going to go with the cornbread.
I'll throw my hat in with the stuffing also.
Okay, it is a great day for stuffing. Sammy is the contrarian.
I like that cornbread idea. Though. If you can get a little honey on there, a little butter and honey, and warm it up, then we're talking.
Cornbread can be tricky. When it's dry, it's like eating cement.
When it's dry, right.
Yeah. It requires skill. All right. Okay, let us look forward into the future, because this market looks quite buoyant. So who has big ideas for me?
We haven't been able to look in. I got one nice idea for you, but it triggered already. ACRS looks amazing. Should I start my charts? Let me
sure.
Start 2000 real quick. I was starting to scan the earnings list for tonight, but I haven't finished yet. So let me just show you some of the ideas. Some of them already triggered today. So I scan every day after the close and then generate a new list. And sometimes, so the plays can trigger at the open. Sometimes they trigger later on in the day. So let's go over some of those plays. Let me share my screen. I didn't know we were pretty much done with today's segment, Mike. So
I'm a little bit low energy today. I can't explain it.
It must be the blue T-shirt you're wearing.
It could be.
It's not even a T-shirt, is it? Okay. So I like the ACRS as a longer term play. So look at that's the daily. Here's the weekly. The weekly looks awesome. Here's the monthly. Looks amazing. So I like that one a lot. ACRS triggered already, but not too late. I also like the CCOI as a climactic buy setup. If you look at the weekly, look at that weekly chart. Monthly way down, and look at the daily. It looks good to at least that 20 MA on the daily chart. So we're talking maybe $22 or so. I like the MIST, MIST. It broke out a little bit, but I mostly like it on the larger time frames, weekly, monthly, especially the monthly. Believe it or not, I like the HLF, Bill Ackman's favorite company of all time. It ended the monthly uptrend. So I'm waiting for an entry. It actually triggered already today, but I just didn't like it. I wish I liked it because it popped a lot already. But I like the HLF as a long-term play. I like the ILMN. Every time I go to visit my parents on the weekend, I drive by their headquarters. So it's always on my mind, this stock, because I always see it. I always see that building right by the exit. So looks good also. Looks okay on the monthly. Looks okay. It looks much better on the weekly. Love the Twilio, but I don't think it's quite ready yet. But I really like the Twilio also as a longer term play, daily, weekly, monthly. Again, I don't think it's quite ready to go just yet, but do like it overall. I think the Marvi or Marvi is probably a buyout. It's not moving. Otherwise, it looks nice also on the day on the weekly, but it's not moving. So I'm assuming it's like a buy, some sort of a buyout. Maybe not. That's another one on my watch list. And then the last one I would say is the VFF, which is not all that pretty on the daily, but I love the monthly to $6, maybe $6.50. So I'm just watching it for an entry right now. So, but it actually already triggered on the monthly. It's just that I haven't been able to figure out a way in it yet. So those are kind of the stocks that I'm watching at the moment.
All right, beautiful. Who else wants to step up? And our friend in the chat, RFPVMEX, says ACRS long over 276 off the weekly, I guess. And our friend Barax is saying put gravy on everything, which I think is a good way to go through life.
Yes. So I would say, I'm pretty bullish on the market here generally. So I think that's a good starting point. However, today's like a day 4 gap and go. So while I like the market here, broadly speaking, through the end of the year, I want to be patient and kind of let things set up a little bit more. So I like a near-term pullback early next week or some sort of a sideways action for a day or two to kind of satisfy this, little bit of upside extension we have from this pretty big 4-day move. And then when that happens, that gives you the setup. And then the setup is, one, I think you can buy the market, but 2, I want to buy market leaders. I don't want to buy the laggards. I don't want to own Meta. I don't want to own Oracle. I do want to own Google on pullbacks. I do want to own AVGO on pullbacks. I do want to own Apple. Those are, the better looking charts, I think, kind of more in the Mag 7 sphere right now. I'm always very, very cautious and caution others about chasing upside extension, and all of that's a little bit extended to me here. But let's get a setup for a couple of days. Let's get the market to stop going vertically straight up, because that's how setups are built, by the way. Markets and stocks, they work in periods of expansion and consolidation over time. This has been a big 4-day kind of expansionary move. The consolidations give you the setups. The expansions give you the payout. Right now, it's payout time from buying the dip on Friday's low. And now I need to wait for kind of that next consolidation period for that next setup for the next expansionary move that can pay me. So that's what I'm looking for here.
I think you forgot to mention Tesla and PLTR, that you want to own them too.
Tesla, I think is a little more mixed to me here. I was talking about 420 to my team this morning, and it looks better if it gets above 420, but it was also relatively weak yesterday, kind of relatively weak today compared to what the Qs are doing, and I don't love it. If it can really start showing me some strength and it's holding above 420, I think it looks like a long again. And Palantir, I genuinely don't like. I think that the stock has just not been itself. It's very broken on the daily chart. If I was bearish on the market, this would be the one that I would really want to go after, especially as it reapproaches this kind of 170 for maybe a lower high after breaking down through the 174 to 175 support level that I had been watching. And that turned out to be a really good short trade also, by the way. But, I'm very, very hesitant on putting on any any new shorts that are set to last for more than a few hours at this point.
That was a joke, Derek. But thank you for the analysis. I appreciate it.
Okay, JR, are you willing to step up?
We wanted a rant and we didn't get a rant. Sami expertly threw in this little seedling there. I was very disappointed that we didn't get an Oldensmith oldie but a goodie.
I'm very even keeled right now. The market looks bullish. The flow of funds are bullish. It's the holidays. What's the point? What's the point of raging against
Because every time you do, like, unicorns fly, flowers bloom. It's just a beautiful thing, man.
It is a beautiful thing. That's why I still do the live stream on Wednesday.
MSTR. Here's my rant. MSTR breaking out right now as we're having this conversation. I'm already long. It's starting to go. Let's go.
Yeah, nothing makes any sense. Cats and dogs living together. I get it. All right.
Crypto is the future.
I'm gonna get you glow sticks, buddy. I got you, dog. All right. Is it my turn? Are we doing this?
It is your turn. I think we are doing this.
Okay. All right.
You may share your charts if you wish.
Let me share my charts. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Un segundito, por favor. Atención, damas y caballeros. All right. I had so many setups on Sunday night, and like everything went without me. This show should be on like a Monday morning, man, because I feel like we would give the world so many more setups. But whatever, it is what it is. Just on the SPX, I just want to expound on what Derek said. Not everyone looks at the profile, especially on SPX, but I do. Value area high. Okay, so the fair value for the sellers was 60.08, upper VWAP was 67.54. We've clearly blown through the thin profile underneath the top of value. Okay, we're above fair value, and just to give the technical outlook on what Derek just said, because I completely agree with him. The time for the S&Ps to now show us price acceptance after a very strong V-shaped bottom is now. Okay, so into this end of this week, we want to see a slow type of base form here. The tighter, the better. That shows the market that sellers just can't take this below 608.07. That's what I'm looking to see this week. Just that area. It doesn't have to be that specific number. We just want to auction above fair value to the point where shorts really get the pressure cooker treatment all the way to 69.20, which I think we should hit in the next couple of weeks easily. So that's one of the reasons I'm so bullish. We had a very strong, absolute massive failure of the bears. We had an unfinished auction at 65.52, and then a very ugly turnaround bar day that mirrored the August 10 lows. Is it August 10? Yeah, 8/10. The Trump tweet heard around the world, and here we were unable to take out 65.52. Retraced immediately and held the fair value at the lows of 65.98. So a clear rejection of the sellers could not be made in a picture, which is what a chart really is a picture of supply and demand. Now, if we are able to just hold on here for a couple of days and get really tight again, right? Expansion, contraction, etc. Okay, I could see a two-wave corrective take us right back to 69.20 in a jiffy. Okay, and Kramer the whole time will be obnoxiously telling you, "I told you so," which is part of the joy of being a trader. So in terms of my watch list, here we go. I don't have so many because everything just went. This week, got some crazy trades that just went. So JFrog, I can't believe I'm talking about JFrog still. I'm looking for this to build a volatility contraction pattern. So something that looks more or less like, so you had a beautiful breakaway gap. You're working out some overhead supply. I'm looking for that sort of. Whoops! I gotta. 1 second. I'm like an 80-year-old man when it comes to chart drawings, guys. Sorry. Bear with me 1 second. So that's JFrog. Another one that I loved, we've been stalking this trade for weeks, was New Holdings. I had a buy zone at 1645. We had a breakaway gap and like a dope. I sat there all day waiting for a retest of the buy zone. Didn't get it. Now I wanted a fast schematic, like an inside bar or a 3-bar or 4-bar play to take through today's high for move to 2093. Stop under the gap lows at 1680 or so. This one looks freaking phenomenal. ORKA, after the massive gap down, Orca Therapeutics is getting very tight. Right, this is like a saucer base here. Buy zone 33, looking for 61. So looking for a double on this one. NOMS hit our buy point today. I probably got triggered along this one. Looking for the a 2-wave corrective move to the this upper trend line here, and then a base, and then a measured move for another $6 or $7 to about $52. INBX. This is obviously a high tight flag. Not for everyone. Not for everyone. But the measured move in this thing is about $30. So you're looking at 116, 120 on the weekly breakout on INBX. Requires a firmer stomach for those of you who like trading biotechs. Paymentus, still looking for that IPO base. It's a shallow type of saucer bottom with a right side handle. I'm not going to call this a cup and handle, but it's close enough. 40.43, your breakout measured move to 72.80 looks good enough to eat. Riot, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but Riot here, breakout 1450. I'm looking for a 50% retracement once Bitcoin starts going 1840 and potentially $22. All right, GL. This one went without us right here, 43.80. If we get a falling wedge snapback on the hourly, I'm going to take it for a ride. And the measured move really is the bottom of the saucer 26 to 43. So that's a good 17 points from 43 to 60. So this one looks great. It's on pullback watch. So there's plenty of stuff to trade, guys, in my opinion. But as Derrick said, and I completely agree, we had a massive impulse move off the lows, and we need to let the indices absorb the sellers, bring in new buyers, absorb some overhead supply, and I think we're going to have a very, very violent upside move into the end of the year. It's going to be freaking glorious, hopefully. Now, we just need Kramer not to jinx us with a massive bull call, and we're going to be just fine.
So if he makes a big, massive bull call, it erases yours? Like, is it do they cancel each other out? Is that how it works?
Dude, if he says he's buying Bitcoin, I'm selling everything. I don't know.
Bitcoin is ripping. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Good times.
And when we come back and whenever and it's up, I want everybody to remember, I put the bottom in myself. Okay. Everybody needs to remember that.
I have a question for Sami because I was having mic issues. Sami, are you actually bullish into the end of the year? Just want to get your thoughts.
So I wasn't bullish up until this week once I saw the market rally. So yeah, the market is back to bullish, but it's not the right time right now to be starting new positions. So on the next correction, so whether it's a base or a pullback, but on the next correction, then yes, I'm looking to be bullish. But I wasn't expecting a bottom this week, and so I kind of missed out on this big rally. But on the next go around, I will be, yes.
It really looked like a distribution top there for a few days, didn't it? It really looked like very tricky.
It looked like it could be a medium-term top. I never thought we would crash because we didn't have a momentum move. Like, we never went parabolic. So I never thought we would absolutely crash, but I was thinking it would be a medium-term, maybe longer-term top. But
Yeah.
that's not when Trump is still in office.
I'll wait for next year on that one. But
The Trump put. I love it.
JR, we don't hear you.
I think, Derrick, we lost your sound.
Yeah, I said wait for next year for the Trump bear market. The seasonality is just too strong here. The underlying bid on this market is too strong into the end of the year. But I think that a lot of the impacts of policy and everything are going to play out next year. And next year is a midterm year too, which tends to be the weakest year of a presidential cycle. So I think that next year we're going to be due for a lot of volatility, some really big pullbacks, 10, 20% pullbacks. It's coming.
I have a theory. I think you know how there's the DeMark indicator. You have a DeMark count. I feel like there's a Donald Trump count. When the market starts to get oversold into an area where you're going to have a major like a liquidation break, somebody with a Bloomberg terminal in the White House, like next door to Trump, goes, "Okay, boss, it's time for a tweet. Say some shit about China, quick!" And like it's like, I mean, it works every time.
It's been like clockwork. Eventually, I don't think he's going to be able to save it though.
Eventually, but it's been real handy for those of us who like trading reversals. I'll tell you that much.
Well, there's going to be a new Fed chief also next year, so
yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I'm just going to wait for Derrick to tell me when to pull the trigger and go all out short, and that's what I will do.
Reminds me of that scene where they, in the end of Lord of the Rings, where they liberate the ghost warriors, and Gimli goes, "Are you sure you want to let these guys go? They come pretty handy in a pinch." I feel like Trump's been pretty handy in a pinch when the market wants to break down. He just tweets a couple of things and rally caps on, baby. It's been pretty fantastic.
It's definitely like an interesting way to operate, because it's like, all right, let's see what happens, and if things go too far, we'll just, yeah, I guess, you know, does this mean, I guess the plunge protection team is real now?
To some extent, because they do pay attention to the market. I mean, they do pay attention to the market.
Dude, I have a feeling there's a 50-50 chance Trump himself has a Bloomberg terminal. At this point, like, he is so in tune with the markets. It's crazy. You know?
Yeah, he's probably sitting right now having like eaten his Big Mac and like, oh no, he likes the fish fillet. He's sitting there eating his fish fillet. Maybe there's just like a sign with just the SPX price updating all day long in real time.
I believe it.
All right. Okay, this is going to close us out. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. And make sure you go to t3live.com/Black Friday for super amazing deals. You can also email our friend Amber at t3live.com for help. The links are also down in the description below. Everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too, Mike.
Take care,
Take care, everybody.
Thanks, guys.